Mention the word azalea, and right off the bat, your mind tends to go towards those compact, evergreen growing types that flower in springtime and carry so many flowers that sometimes you can't even see the leaves. Or it might be that you're thinking of the larger growing expiry ones with their big, bright lemon yellows and orange and sometimes red tinted flowers. But you know there's a third type, and that's the summer flowering azaleas. And this gorgeous hybrid here, which is called Weston's Lollipop, is a very good example of one that I think you should think about growing in your garden. Now, the nice thing about these is that, of course, they flower later and therefore extend the season. And because these have buds that open over a period of several weeks, they help to extend that season a good deal. And when those red buds open, they open to these very pretty, bright, silvery pink flowers with a little yellow flare. But you know there's another reason that's very important as to why I think you should think about planting that. And that, if you were standing with me now, you would experience, because they give off the most beautiful, subtle fragrance. A fragrance that wafts in the air, and if you're like me, and you like to spend time in your garden on an evening, then I can tell you that this is a beautiful experience to have these growing in your garden. Particularly if you have something like a woodland garden, or perhaps a shady seat underneath some trees somewhere, or perhaps better still, an open window somewhere where you're going to be able to enjoy that beautiful fragrance that wafts in the air. Now, this is a hybrid that was raised at Weston Nurseries in Massachusetts. It's a hardy Zone 4 plant. It gets to about 5 to 6 foot high by about the same wide. And like other azaleas and rhododendrons, it likes to grow in a soil that's on the acid side of neutral. And it's important also, if you're thinking of planting it, that you plant it on free draining soil. And I would suggest that you think about really improving the ground by adding organic matter, things like pine bark and pine needles and peat. Maybe even elevate the soil a little bit and create a mound and plant into that. Water them, of course, until they get established, and then certainly I would suggest you put down a mulch of pine bark or pine nuggets, something that's going to help them get through the heat of the summertime. Because after these flowers begin to go over, then you're going to have lots of very pretty bright green foliage that in the autumn time then turns a glorious bright red shade. So not only do you have pretty flowers in summertime, you're also going to have a beautiful fragrance and really nice autumn color too. This is Azalea Weston's Lollipop, a really gorgeous summer flowering azalea that I think should be planted a good deal more.